Today, I want to speak about loving yourself. Everyone wants to genuinely love themselves, everyone wants to genuinely practice self love. But the gig or the gag or the gag is that, in as much as a lot of people want to practice self love, a lot of people don't genuinely love themselves. So when I think about the concept of loving somebody, right, it's loving them, not just loving them abstractly in the sense of it, but loving them in the way that they deserve, that they need to be loved. So even in self love, it's loving you the way that you need to be loved. For instance, if you're the sort of person who needs to start your day really early to be productive, self love is setting 6 to 8 alarms to ensure you wake up rather than stay in bed. If you are the kind of person whose body responds to certain things, maybe you eat certain things, it doesn't digest on time, it slows down your metabolism, it keeps you awake. Self love is refusing to eat that thing no matter how delicious it is. A lot of people think that they are loving themselves when they in fact are not. Some people are being mean to themselves, being unkind to themselves, being inconsiderate of themselves, being critical, highly critical of themselves, being just mean to themselves, and they don't know it. Because for us, love has become something that always feels good and always feels warm and always feels fuzzy. You know how you just always feel, oh, but that's not always the case. That's where the problem is starting from. The fact that a lot of us think that love is something that just makes us feel good all the time. That's not the case. There are times when love will actually challenge you. There are times when love will call you to the fore. There are times when love will show you yourself. Like this is how you are. These are your weaknesses. This is where you're messing up. The way you treat yourself will start from your definition of who you are. Who are you? Are you someone that deserves love? Then it will start from you giving yourself that love. And even self love is still not self indulgence. Self indulgence is still not a proof of self love. I just want to put that out there, first of all. Because you can indulge yourself and it will be an act of wickedness to yourself. So there is a place of honesty that this love must come from. How am I going to grow? What's going to help me? What's going to bless me? Oh, I deserve kindness. I deserve love. I deserve care. Fair enough. What are you doing? How are you giving yourself that? Do you rest when you need to rest, or do you spend all your time doom scrolling and numbing your brain? So in today's world, self-love looks like indulgence. It looks like saying, "Ah, this is what I feel like doing, so I'm going to do it." That's what self-love looks like in today's world. But the real meaning of self-love is giving yourself what you actually need. So you want to be fit, you want to be in the best possible shape. Self-love is getting up and exercising, getting up and running at 5 a.m. even when you don't feel like, or running at 10 p.m. even when you are tired, because that benefits your body. It's looking at a meal full of all the things and knowing that this is not healthy for me. This cannot, is looking at bread. And I use this example because bread is one of my favorite foods in the world, yet I can't eat it as much as I want to. It's looking at bread and saying, I am not eating this, I can't eat this. Self love is deciding that I will not consume the things that don't edify me. Then self love is confidence. It's knowing that I was made in the image and likeness of God. There's no way I'm subpar. There's no way that I'm not qualified to enter certain places. Is dressing the part and looking the part, because you know that I am someone that is loved by God. If someone giving you gifts is what makes you feel loved, then you have to get into the habit of buying little things for yourself as a gift to yourself, a gift to you from you. If kind words, words of affirmation are things that then you give that to yourself. The reason that a lot of us cannot love other people is because we don't love ourselves. And the command is love your neighbor as you love yourself. The saying hurt people comes from somewhere. If you're already hurt inside, if you're in pain, the only thing you can give is pain. If you are full of love, the only thing you can give is love. It will come so naturally. So you have to get to a place where you love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love other people. No matter how much you try, you cannot give love to other people. If there is no love for you within you, it cannot spread to other people. It cannot be communicated to other people. You spend a lot of time, you know, wondering why you are just the person that does not have space for people. It starts from love. That's why the commandment is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you're struggling to love yourself right, it may be because you don't see yourself right. So you may need to start from seeing yourself right. How do you do that? Scriptures. Scriptures. It's perspective that drives action. So your perspective of who you are will determine how you treat yourself. And that's why when Jesus was giving that commandment, he said, love others as you love yourself. Because he was saying the way you see yourself, you should now start seeing others like that so that you can treat them like that. So if you think self-love is giving yourself a spa day, not going to work and just pampering yourself, not necessarily. I'm not saying it cannot be. I'm saying not necessarily. Taking some days off work, and it can be that. But it's not always that. Sometimes self-love is getting up and going to that office, even if you hate the work. You know why? Because perseverance, it builds character. Endurance builds character. Loving yourself is studying when you have exams so that you can pass properly. So that sometime in the future, when you have to tender those papers, where you have to share your results, you are not calculating. So if I have third class now, will it still work? You are not doing any of that mass. It's doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done. And if you cannot give this to yourself, you cannot give it to another person. The reason a lot of us lack good friendships, good relationships, good partnerships is because we are not good to ourselves. If you are not good to yourself, you cannot be good to another person. Because self-indulgence is more a selfish move than a loving move. So if you are selfish, even to yourself, you'll be selfish to other people. It's more a selfish move. If you know that based on how you've been eating, your system of dabaru and you cannot fast one day because you must eat. That's indulgence. And since you are selfish to yourself and you don't care about your health, when you are relating with other people, it's always be me, 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 me in your mind. Whatever makes me feel good, whatever makes me feel happy. What was wrong with you that you cannot deny yourself of TV for one day? What's wrong with you? What happened when we allow things to hold us to ransom? Pleasures. That's not self-love. You don't love yourself. If you live a daily life of escapism, you don't love yourself. If you use ChatGPT where you should use your brain, you don't love yourself. If you sleep when you should pray, you don't love yourself. If you spend all day sitting down, staring at a screen, you don't love yourself. From laptop screen, you go to phone screen, ha, ha, ha. You don't love yourself. If you make a mistake, and as you make the mistake, you start telling yourself how stupid, how foolish, how this one, that one you are, you don't love yourself. Perception of how you see yourself needs to shift. It needs to shift so that when you see clearly, you can act right. So you can only be kind to yourself when you know the kind of kindness you deserve. For some people, kindness is bringing them inside the house and feeding them. For some people, kindness is locking them in a room and not giving them food. Because to get one more food, oh man, need diabetes. If he eats one thing, one more snack, he's gonna diabetic instant. The diabetic will come upon him like a thief in the night. For those people, you go on water fast. That can be a kindness. For some people, as you see them want to walk on the road, you instantly look for motor car. Enter this motor car, you don't deserve stress. For other people, you are gonna walk 2 kilometers every day. Because if you didn't walk that 2 kilometers, oh, it's just your obesity. It's obesita, it's instant. We need to know what is kindness to me, given where I am and who I should be, who I am, given where I am as opposed to where, because you where you are can be different from who you are. What you are doing maybe it may be Lodi. Oh my God. It may be contrasting. It may be a contrast with who you are. You need to love yourself right. You need to speak the love language that your life and destiny needs to hear. For some people, the love language your life and destiny needs to hear is different from the love language you are speaking to yourself right now. And the only way you can know the love language that your life and destiny needs to hear is to know who you are. You need to know who you are. Only place to know who you are is in the scriptures, is in the word of God, is with God, because God is the maker. And that's all I came to say today. If you are one person that watches this and something in your heart is lit up, I'm blessed already. I do this every day except on Sundays, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. And it's called the DDOE, means daily dose of encouragement. It's just me saying something to encourage you in the mornings like this. That's all it is. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Bye.